All right. You guys know what day it is?
The 11th.
It
March.
is Tuesday,
Tuesday.
August 1st. And you know what that means. The
Ba-ba-ba.
Nelson Family Radio Hour is on the air. We're back. Again. Part 2. The return. How's it going, guys?
Going good. How are you?
What you been up to the last month?
I went to band. Yeah, I went to music camp where I learned Pro
Audio
Tools.
engineering? Yeah. That was cool at Lake Michigan College.
Yeah, learned how to use Pro Tools.
Nice.
Did you have to seek revenge against the rich kid camp?
Yeah.
That's right. Yep. Yep.
Because if you don't get, I never went to camp,
Yeah.
so I just know what I've seen on the TV.
This was
But
a
if I
good
was
camp.
able to get a revenge on some rich kids, I'd feel cheated. I would feel like I did not get the experience.
This was a day camp though, so
Oh well.
I didn't stay there.
But still, I
Yeah.
mean, you should have sought vengeance against some rich kids or something. You
Yeah.
know,
I mean, what else? What did I pay for?
yeah, maybe.
Pay for me to.
Maybe they're not rich. Maybe there was a modeling camp
You
of
made, me,
really shallow people. You could have.
you made me use a. You paid for me to use a MIDI keyboard and use Pro Tools.
Yeah, that's right. And then missed the last day of camp because there was a power outage.
Oh.
So that was fun.
I learned though.
I learned. I did some learning.
Okay, what if it's Hank and they're using the digital stuff, and then there's like the classical music camp across the river, and they beat Hank up with a cello.
There was a the week
And then
after
they-
mine was Everett's, which was string and piano camp.
Ah,
Yeah, which is
there
more.
Well,
would be a rivalry there.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know it's
Oh, see, and then you have the sibling conflict, which is always rife for drama.
right.
it's
exactly.
good to know Pro Tools, but I'm more interested in a bunch of analog stuff. You know.
Always with the analog.
Oh,
But I'm probably gonna need. I'm gonna.
you
use
gotta
Pro
meet the money.
Yeah. First you get the money,
Tools.
then you buy-
first you get the sugar, then you get the money.
then you
And
get
then
the
do the show, you get
power.
then you get the
Then
How
get
many
the
kids
women.
just they know the Simpsons and Weird Al references, but they don't know the source material?
Right. Yeah. They have never. Yeah.
I still haven't seen an episode of Sheriff Lobo,
Yeah. Me either.
but
Yeah. Lobo.
it always
Lobo.
cracks me up.
Bring
huh?
back Sheriff Lobo.
I'm not sure if I ever want to.
Yeah. At this point. Yeah.
What else? I feel like I did something.
Like you did something.
Feel like it.
In July, what did we do in July? I was in Chicago again.
Other than that,
Other than
there was
that,
something
that
I was gonna
boring.
mention.
Dad
but
was
I
in
completely
Chicago.
forgot.
So yeah, I've been in Chicago a lot for work, and Chicago, like whoever is in charge of
Chicago.
like the streetscape or whatever, right? Like what's it called? The
The look of everything?
no,
Or
like the
just how it's laid out.
yeah, how it's laid out, like the
Civil engineering.
civil engineering. Like
I have a
They've-
brother and a cousin that are civil engineers.
all right, so these
No, my brother's an environmental engineer.
Okay. So these people in Chicago fucking hate you to do a left turn. They're like, the way they laid out these streets, they're like, yeah, try a left turn, motherfucker. Like,
Honestly, I can't blame them.
I think I've seen like maybe in my I've been there quite a bit over the last few
You
months.
have to do
and
a
it's-
full turn,
and it's
block
like,
around.
and it's no, well, it's like
have
I've only seen a couple intersections where there's like a left turn arrow. Otherwise, it's like you're on your own.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Oh no, it's like I have like set my routes to get to my points of interest in the area to minimize left turns.
Yeah.
And to maximize turn light usage.
Right. Yeah.
I
sure,
totally get it.
Yeah. But it's just, I mean, I would think like in a big city that they would have more turn arrows.
I think you pretty much get used to doing loops, right hand turn loops.
Yeah.
And so it's
Right.
kind of like landing an airplane. You can't
Well,
approach it, and then you slow down, and
so-
then you come in.
And most of the blocks are laid out that way, right? Or the areas where you can go like, well, I'm just going to turn right and then go around and then, yeah.
I don't
So-
drive in Chicago. I did it once.
Oh, really?
I did it one time, and I didn't know. I'm not a good navigator, and I messed up. ended up on the south side.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I stopped to ask for directions from this gentleman that was sitting in his front yard. I thought, well, dude's sitting in his front yard. He knows.
Right.
And like I go, excuse me. And I like as I'm saying that, I see that the back door of his house is off the hinges. Now ask me how I know this, because the front door of his house was off the hinges and he could see straight through the thing.
Oh, wow.
And I go, but I've already stopped.
Right.
He was very pleasant, very nice, and very helpful.
There you go. All right.
But
There's still some good Samaritans out there,
yeah,
allegedly.
Never been to the south side.
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, I didn't have a problem.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sure the folks on the south
mean-
side of Chicago are all nice, friendly people.
a big city's a big city. Like,
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, there's a, in every city, there's a spot that you just, like, don't go at a certain time.
Right.
It doesn't matter where.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when, like, people online, talk about how, like, all of Detroit is just, like,
a cesspool.
a cesspool. It's, like, it's funny, but also, like, it's not. Like, it's not a cesspool.
Right.
Well, it's like I won't visit my old neighborhood in South Bend unless I have a very good reason. Like I don't know why I would need to do that.
Not on the to-do list anytime soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think other than that, we've just been hanging and banging, as it were.
We're going to, can I say?
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
going to SummerSlam in Detroit.
Yeah, Hank and I will be going to SummerSlam this weekend, Saturday, August 5th in Detroit. SummerSlam takes
Detroit.
over Ford Field. So we're excited for that. It's my first SummerSlam. I've been to WrestleMania
My first
4
SummerSlam
times.
also.
So now I'm going to SummerSlam.
I've never been to WrestleMania. though.
Survivor Series is in Chicago this year in November. So I'm thinking, depending on how things shake out, I may want to go to Survivor Series as well.
I'm just as excited for Detroit because for the record shops.
Yeah, Third Man.
Do you
and
think they'll mention the Pontiac Silverdome record attendance?
they'll probably.
Yeah.
Any chance they get, they mention that. So yeah.
Real quick, a great record store in Detroit though. Third Man Records, of course. But, we talked about it last time, but also People's Records.
Yep.
78s are really good deals there. If
Yeah.
you want 78s.
Yep.
I found some really good ones.
Yeah, that's right. You found that old Sun Records, that Carl Perkins one, right?
Yep.
For like $2.
$2. Supposed to be 100, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yep. I've seen the Cubs twice this year.
Yeah.
The Chicago Cubs, after not being to Wrigley Field since 2018 or 19.
So pre-COVID.
Yep. And both times I've seen them this year, they've won.
And also, they're cashless now, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, most ballparks are.
Yeah, but like it's still I don't get Wrigley Field being. It still makes me feel weird. I don't know. Like that doesn't make me feel. It just I don't get Wrigley Field being cashless.
Well, I mean, a lot of Chicago went cashless during COVID, and so they invested that infrastructure, and so why go back?
But what if I don't have a credit card?
Then
You probably can't afford to go to a Cubs game anyway.
Yeah. I don't
I'm
know.
just saying, like,
Well, I mean, you can use
Well,
a
I
debit
mean,
card.
that's-
what if I don't have? What if I only have cash?
Well, then
Shit out of luck.
I don't know how you got your ticket.
Yeah.
No, but like I'm just talking about in Chicago in general.
Oh no, there's places that still take it, but I'm saying like an institution like Wrigley Field that spent all of that money
Yeah.
and that
You
infrastructure
find
on
a
that.
kindly old lady
Yeah.
and go, well, I'm going to give you Will you buy me a hot dog?
Right.
I'm going to
Right.
give you $10.
Yeah.
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 That's how you do it, yeah.
Yeah.
There's ways around. You just have to find.
Which is funny
The thing
because
is, I real quick, I always prefer to use cash over a card anytime I get.
yeah, I mean I get that. So one of the funny things is like now that it's all cashless, and again I hadn't been in several years. Like the last time I was at Wrigley and I used my card, I couldn't leave a tip on the card, right? Because I didn't have cash on me.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can only leave a tip on your credit card. You can't even leave a cash tip, right? Like you can only leave a tip on the credit card. So yeah.
Yeah, some of those I don't like the tipping apps where it's like they suggest like 30 or 40%. And it's
Yeah.
like, come on.
Yeah. And so like most of them, when I deal with, it's like the suggestion is like, would you like to tip 10, 15, or 20%? And I'm a minimum 20% tipper.
I just usually do 20.
Yeah, even if the service isn't great, I still do 20. And then if the service is exceptional, it's like, closer to 30% sometimes. But except for if it's Brandon, fuck that guy. He never gets a tip. Alyssa, on the other hand, gets all the tips because it's Alyssa's bar.
I like those machines because then I don't have to calculate anything.
Yeah.
I hate doing math.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. You get more for having one of these machines.
Right.
Oh, that's what they're counting. That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
Because
Take it from me to you.
Generally, when I pay in cash,
that's how they get you.
Generally, when I pay in cash, I don't know if I should do this, but I just tend to go over. If I just add like $1 to if I the minimum amount I think of.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this seems good. I'll add $1 to it just in case.
That's a pretty good plan. Pretty good plan. When I used to go to breakfast with Gramps and his like old buddy breakfast crew, everybody would just leave $1.
Really?
Yeah, like there'd be like 15 of them, but they would all just leave like $1 for the tip, and I'm like, huh.
Well, to be honest,
for the table, that's not bad.
Just to tell you, when they were younger, that was a good tip.
Right, sure. And so that's like generationally, I just thought it was.
Well,
fun,
how
right?
much were their entrees?
I mean, it's probably like at the breakfast joints they went to, it's probably $6 or $7, right? For a so.
That's not horrible.
Yeah. So, and it wasn't even about the breakfast so much as like the 8 cups of coffee that they drink, talking to each other. But hey, anything after the first coffee is free. It's free refills.
Yeah.
I mean, experienced servers, like they can read customers. They know what they're
Right. Absolutely. Yep. I had something. I'm very tired. I forgot what I was going to say. No, I don't think it was about that. But
it's just been so. I mean, we're getting over that heat wave.
Yeah.
And we had that disagreeable D&D session. We were all.
That's right.
Gary.
So Gary's watching, and this is just an update for Gary since I haven't been able to update Gary on the last D&D session. Don't worry, Gary. You were frozen in time with your owl bears while a battle with a time wizard ensued. So you're perfectly unscathed from the last D&D session that you missed.
And that's the only update you're getting, Gary. So if you're not watching,
I have a broken middle finger in D&D.
That's right, Henry's middle finger. Wait, that's the only update we're giving him. We're not giving him any more updates.
Yeah.
That's it.
But
start showing up to.
What I was gonna say about the tiredness, real quick. I had a big whammy because I started taking anxiety medicine, which makes you tired, and the heat wave also. And I was waking up early for class.
Yep. The last few days I've been driving to Chicago instead of staying.
You drove there and then drove back.
Waking up at
at
4:30. Stay up there, Hitman.
Though I mean that might just be way more expedient than dealing with a motel or.
Yeah. Well, and it's like
hotels are expensive.
This time of year, like last time I was in town, I was lucky to get a hotel for like $100 a night, and it wasn't bad. But now they're like $350 a night, and it's like they're not paying me that much. It's
not a bad drive once you get out of the city.
Well, it's getting into the city, right? Yeah. Like there's just pockets where but that's just the way it is. That's why I leave early.
Chicago generally is the time I'm most scared in traffic because people just drive stupid.
Everybody's in a hurry.
Yeah. I think the most scared I've been though is when that semi was following us down when we were down south.
We were headed
from
that
semi was like this far away from our bumper.
Memphis to Nashville?
It was Memphis to Nashville.
It was so there was like we were stopped and it was construction zone and it was raining and it was like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And it was bumper to bumper and this semi just coming and it keeps coming. I can see it in the rearview mirror and I'm like, oh my god. And I think I would have had enough room to like go off to the side, but there's a ditch there, right? And then there's a big construction barrier on the left. So he finally stops, but then he stops and he creeps closer and closer and closer till I can't see his headlights in my rear view mirror.
He was also swerving.
Yeah. He was like up my ass.
Oh fuck!
And it's like, yeah. So that
The
was
scariest drive, I think.
Someone should drug him out of that car and beat him to death.
that was a white knuckled, the way to Nashville, because that construction lasted for a good probably 15 miles or more. So yeah, that was neat.
Yeah. Then we got to Nashville. Nashville does look pretty at night from far away. I'd
The
say
lights
that.
the lights are pretty cool.
They are.
In downtown Nashville.
I remember. I don't know why I remember this, but when we got in, I remember passing the new Sinatra Lounge or whatever, and just a big picture of Frank
Oh, yeah.
Sinatra was up
Yep.
there.
Trying to stay awake.
I think Memphis was my favorite part of that trip, though.
Yeah, Memphis was fun.
Sorry, we
Memphis
already
was good.
talked about all this.
Yep.
but
I
love Memphis.
have been working with Travesty,
Yes.
friend of the show, Travesty, on some new stuff that'll be out
We need a file photo.
in the next month or so. So stay tuned for that. Some fun stuff with Tarvesty. We still need to make bootleg merch that says Tarvesty and set up a table next to his merch stand
Yeah.
at the show with like a slightly like irregular mascot.
Yeah.
Tarvesty. Who nerds a herg instead of who needs a hug.
I don't know why I thought of Who Wants a Kiss.
Who wants a kiss? I love it. Tarvesty. Who wants a kiss? Gary wants a kiss. No doubt about it. Gary Jackson would love a kiss. Next time you see Gary, give Gary a kiss. He loves it. Gary is also a big cuddly teddy bear. So the next time you see Gary, just cuddle all up on him.
He's gonna be.
Yeah, he's gonna love it because Gary's a big old teddy bear.
Oh man, he's gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna be
I
happy.
feel like next time you guys talk, there's gonna be some tension.
Yeah. Why?
I think
No.
next episode should be a tribute to Gary, and we really do it up with a video package.
We do have to have a Gary video package.
Even though
So
he's not dead.
send in all of your Gary pictures or memories. Send us a message on Facebook, or send an email to what the hell's the email address? Oh, I'm looking up. Hold on, I'm almost there. The email is whoever happens to answer the email at NelsonFamilyRadioHour.com. Whoever happens to answer the email at NelsonRadioHour.com. Get your shit together, Charles. Whoever happens to answer the email at NelsonRadioHour.com, or write Gary or Cuddly Gary on a 3x5 card and mail it to P.O. Box 488, Niles, Michigan 49120. You could also write Gary wears chode jeans on a 3x5 card.
Whoa!
Ooh, that was Gambit style. P.O. Box 488, Niles, Michigan 49120.
Oh, the camera.
Gary, Cuddly Gary, or Gary wears chode jeans. 3x5 card.
Noah's a 3x5 card ninja.
That was a boomerang card. Henry, not so. Oh, jeez, you're gonna take Hank's eye out. All right. You're gonna take me out. Damn. All right. So yeah, we'll have the Gary episode next time. And this month,
Gary award.
the Gary award. Next month this month in August, we are hosting the inaugural Nelson Family Radio Hour Classic, which means we will be going to 6 mini golf / putt golf locations in the area. And at the end of going to all 6 of those locations, whoever has the best score at the end is declared the Nelson Family Radio Hour Classic winner for 2023.
Right, that's coming home. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The betting lines are open. You get a hold of Big Shot Gary, or Big Time Everett if you want to place your bets. So it'll be
we're allowable by law, of course.
Exactly. It's for charity.
Yeah.
It's for just charitable gambling.
Charity is my wallet. No, just kidding.
So it'll be the 3 of us. It'll be Hank, Noah, myself, Jess, Liam.
Oh, is yours Liam doing it?
Yep, and we may or may not have
forcing
Everett.
Liam to do it?
I'm forcing. I said it on air, so Liam has to do it.
Liam, if you watch this, you're gonna have to do it.
Yep,
We're coming for you.
We're coming for you. So yeah, look forward to that.
Tell you, that was not a threat. I am legally. You cannot. I'm going to say to clarify that. There's not a threat.
Okay. Pretty sure those were words that you said. Let's see. I lost it again.
Sorry.
I'm fading.
Falls asleep right there on this computer.
I just might. I very well just might.
The
Like,
title
how
of
much
it
time do we have left to
The
go?
title of it just turned to
We're
why.
gonna just
Yeah.
get comfy.
There you go.
No one cares.
No, that's true.
No one gives a shit.
It's true.
What have we become?
I got some
I
new
don't
film
know.
for my camera.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
We
right.
talk about that?
is
Yeah.
it Fujifilm?
No, it's Ektachrome Kodak.
Kodak Ektachrome.
Slide film.
Oh,
Color positive. So they don't make not many companies make that no more. But yeah, I also got some film that's 0.8 ISO, which means it's very, very fine grain. Like you have to have the shutter open for like 15, 20 seconds for it to get any picture on it.
It was originally made for
Forensic study.
like fingerprints and stuff.
so if you took a picture of me doing one of those, it'd just be a blur.
You just
Yes.
get blur, yeah.
Yeah. No other blur.
No other blur. Yeah, but I've already been taking some photos with the Ektachrome film downtown. I hope it looks cool. Because people say it's hard to do, but I don't know.
We call those people fucking amateurs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Do you?
sure.
Yeah. So on the way back today, I was on the toll road, and I stopped at the last rest stop before the exits to get into Michigan
Mm-hmm.
and in Indiana there, and so they have the Indiana rest stops are really nice. They
They got like McDonald's and shit. So.
yeah, but they've revamped them over the last few years. Like the best parts of Ohio and Indiana.
Lights came on.
Oh, the best parts of Ohio and Indiana are the rest stops off of the toll road and the turnpike. And so
That's my favorite part.
yeah, yep. And this one had a Starbucks. And I kind of missed the old Indiana ones because there were some like skeezy ones that had like classic vending machines that you just don't see anymore. And so those are always fun to play.
To some of our non-local viewers, when in Indiana, stay to the freeways and the main road.
Yeah, that's
Please.
Yes. Do not diverge
I'm not
from your
saying
path.
they worship some sort of pagan corn god down there,
Yeah,
but I'm not saying that.
it's true. It's true, and it's easy to get swept up into it and disappear.
Same with Ohio, too.
But let's just not talk about Ohio.
We don't talk about it a lot.
But yeah, so I kind of missed some of those like skeezy Indiana stops. But so anyways, the new ones are really nice and clean. There's like a Starbucks, there's a Burger King, there's a Aunt Anne's Pretzels, which I'm a big fan of, and there's always they've had these Sbarro pizzas, right? Which I've never seen outside of like the toll road stops.
Right.
And I'm just like I haven't looked into it yet. I'm just wondering like what the history is, what the deal is with those pizzas. They're supposedly like from New York, I think.
Yeah.
But it's like, and so I had some today. I've only ever had it twice, but and it was
die?
fine. You know, and it's like I think I'm dying. No, no, it was loaded. I got the deluxe pizza. It was a big slice, and it was like I picked it up, and it was so heavy with like shit that it like pulled it over.
Wow.
But I just don't. I like it's. And I'm always the only one ordering from these places when I stop in the toll road plazas, and I'm like, how do they stay in business?
Yeah,
Like what what other locations do they have, and what's the deal with the Sbarro pizza? I don't even know how to pronounce it properly. I say Sbarro because it's Sbarro.
I've heard it. That's why I've heard it on TV.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
But they were talking a couple years ago about changing the law in Michigan to allow fast foods and convenience stores at our rest stops because they're illegal now in Michigan.
In Michigan, really? Huh? Really?
That explains why I've never seen one in a rest stop here.
Yeah, because we can't have cool rest stops.
Can't have
We're not
cool rest
allowed.
stops. Not allowed.
If you have something
But
cool
you're
in
less
Michigan,
likely to get sacrificed.
Yeah, it's true.
no sacrifice. Well, not no sacrifices, just less sacrifice.
Less likely.
Less
Yeah, I'm saying less sacrifices than Indiana.
Right. As we say this when the Masons are having their monthly
Yeah.
meeting.
I don't know nothing about that.
I don't. I always just assume it's.
They have their meeting on the 1st?
The first.
I always
The first. It's actually the first Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
So
To be honest, I always just assume it's a bunch of old guys playing cards.
yeah, probably.
much, yeah.
Yeah. Bunch of old guys cranking the hog, probably
Like Wario.
like Wario. That's why he makes that
Listening
noise.
Well, I was about to say they're listening to us right now. I'm like, well, we hope.
Yeah.
They
Right.
can't even hear us on the third floor.
Yeah.
But
I
I,
hope
mean,
they're
they
not
wouldn't
listening.
have to. We're live.
Because
casting. We're mass communicating.
wear a mask. I forgot my rent check. So
You don't want to say that.
yeah. It doesn't matter. They know. They're here. They didn't get it. It wasn't waiting for them in their mailbox.
What was that Gomez Adams meme from a couple of years ago? If you think nobody cares of you, try not paying your taxes.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yep.
If you owe people money, they'll know.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. So, draw a picture of your ideal slice of pizza, and write Sbarro on a 3x5 card, and mail it to P.O. Box 488, Niles, Michigan, 49120. So, what music you been listening to lately, Hank?
I've been listening to a lot of 40s music.
Yeah,
Yeah, like 40s big band
yeah,
without any lyrics.
yeah.
It's just nice to relax to.
Sure.
Like Flying Home by Lionel Hampton and his orchestra.
Okay. Flying Home by Lionel
The
Hampton.
King of the Vibraphone. Some people
Oh,
call him.
really? The king of the vibraphone.
Also, there was Illinois Jacquet on the saxophone on there.
Who?
Illinois Jacquet. He was a pretty famous guy.
Illinois Jacquet?
Yeah. He
That's a
popularized-
name.
He popularized some of the one-note solos where it's just the same note over and over again.
Oh, did you show me that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Some.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Go get me an instrument now.
Listen to some
Fuck that guy.
Glenn Miller.
Yeah.
Benny Goodman. Kay Kaiser. Kay Kaiser has vocals though.
Yeah.
I like Kay Kaiser though.
Not everybody likes Kay Kaiser, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah. Not a lot. I've seen one or two.
Was it who did Frank Sinatra sing with sometimes?
I don't know.
It wasn't Benny Goodman, was it?
I know there was Count Basie did piano for him sometimes.
Yeah.
Who did he sing with?
Yeah, there was one of those band leaders where he sang with pretty frequently.
Probably Bing Crosby or Dean Martin.
No, one of the band leaders.
Band leader?
Yeah, one of those bands. Wasn't Benny Goodman. Who was the name of some of the other ones?
There was Glenn Miller.
Glenn Miller, maybe. No, it wasn't Glenn Miller either.
There was Kay Kaiser.
I'll think of it
I
later.
don't know. Here, let me pull up my music stuff. Let me see. let me pull up my music. To
My
see,
music stuff. What have you been listening to, Noah?
Oh, Andrew Sisters also.
Okay.
The Andrew Sisters.
Oh, what was that? There was this one dude. I was just messing around. Tall, skinny country guy. Like if you thought of the opposite of Lead Belly.
Okay.
I guess. Because it's called. You know what? It's pass.
Okay.
Pass.
Pass.
But yeah. Also been listening to Bing Crosby.
Mhm.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I know one of the band leaders used to tell you that, I don't think it is this one, but that generally was the background for Bing Crosby's band, for Bing Crosby singing was Vic Schoen, I think.
Okay.
Was also Danny, I don't know his last name.
Danny Kaye?
Danny Kaye, yeah.
Yeah. Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. Yep.
Yep.
Dynamic duo.
I remember, I know most of these because a lot of them Fallout. Fallout
Yeah.
introduced me to 40s music.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
So
76 has some good music. Oh, sorry.
Fallout 76.
Yeah.
So on the video game point, I've been playing the AEW Fight Forever game, and I did the Road to the Elite, which is like their career mode, and it's I did it on easy the first few times. The first thing you do is you start out in the casino battle royal, which is like sucks. It's really hard. But I won it twice on easy mode, and then in normal, like I didn't even make it halfway through. Like I didn't last, right? Which is fine. Like the story goes on, you just go down a different path. And then on the normal mode, on the path I had taken after that, like ultimately towards the end, you have to face the Young Bucks in a handicap match, and which.
So do you get like super kicked 20 times?
Well, yeah. So so generally that wouldn't be like an issue, because I had like what's cool is you can like, especially if you do like the custom like create a wrestler, which isn't great, but you can like when you do the Road to the Elite, you get experience that you can then level up your wrestler, right? And you can add finisher slots and signature move slots and like give them bonuses and different actions and things that they can do, like desperation or like if you hit the first move, you get a proficiency bonus. So that was fine. And so like I had a bonus. I was playing as Diseased Hairy Legs, which is a wrestler that Everett made. And so I had like I could attack before the bell rang. And so I did that, and I attacked one of the Young Bucks, and then I grabbed the other one, and I hit a move on him. And then so I was playing this game like every day for like over a month, right? And this is the first time this ever happened. Like, so I go to turn to then go back to the other buck, and he hits me, and it says I'm dazed. And then he pins me. He hit me once. And he pins me. I'm like, that was like the maddest I've ever been.
That's a screw job.
Yeah, it must have been. It's like, I guess I'm not supposed to beat the Young Bucks. And it's like, one of the things that's interesting is like back in the day, you could just like turn the console off real quick before the ref counted 3, right? And
not anymore.
You can't do that anymore.
You can't, like
you gotta hope for like a power outage.
It takes forever. It takes forever for the channel to change on my mom's new TV.
Yeah. So that was a bummer. So that was Diseased Hairy Legs, like one loss in other than the Battle Royal, but he is they're not tag team champions. So
he made Sloppy Larry also.
Made Sloppy Larry. That's Diseased Hairy Legs and Sloppy Larry,
aka
also
Pie Squeezes.
Pie Squeezes.
Dirty Dan.
Dirty Dan, that was it. So it was the trifecta.
Liam made Dirty Dan.
And then what was the one we made? Shit, the Helsinki Hellfire.
I don't know that one.
The tag team that we made. I
made Delvis Nelvis.
Yeah. Yep. Delvis Nelvis we made.
I made Delvis.
Yeah.
Nelvis.
Yep. So I made
He's tall. That's
Travesty. So the ones we made are Travesty. I made Bret Hart, Sloppy Larry, Diseased Hairy Legs, Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan was Liam, right?
Yeah.
Liam made Dirty Dan.
Everett made Diseased Hairy Legs, I thought.
Yeah, Everett made Diseased Hairy Legs. And then Helsinki Hellfire, and I can't remember the names of those guys. It's something like, they look like they're from a metal band. It's like the Executioner and
Connor made one, didn't he?
Yeah, and
who was that?
Like Moose Jorgensen or something was the other guy's name. Yeah.
I remember the old one of the old Fire Pro Wrestling, because there was like, in their creator wrestler they had everything you could do to make a bear. But then I just had like a regular guy, but I gave him bare arms, and then I called him the Second Amendment Kid.
The Second Amendment Kid.
Because he has the right to bear arms.
That's right. He broke Hank.
I'm surprised that's not a gimmick for someone like with really good sculpted. Because you ain't taking these guns away. It seems like it's just been left there, and no one wanted to touch it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really surprised that wasn't a WCW or NWA.
There's
guy.
been a lot more questionable wrestlers.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you
Well,
can't
gimmicks.
really. What can you really do to tarnish?
Yeah, right.
Someone had to do something really messed up.
Well, and they do, and they get away. Jimmy Snuka killed his girlfriend. Right?
Pretty much any individual act of menace or violence has been
right.
They'd have to go like war crime.
That's true.
Level.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. So have you heard the story of speaking of war crimes? This story involves Saddam Hussein and pro wrestling. So Sheikh Adnan El-Kaisi, right? He was big in the 60s and 70s and then became a manager in the 80s.
Okay.
And he went to school with Saddam Hussein. Like he was classmates with him. And then they went their separate ways. Sheikh Adnan came to America to study whatever he studied. And then he ultimately became a pro wrestler. And of course, Saddam Hussein didn't do that. So when Sheikh Adnan started wrestling in the late 60s and early 70s, he got to be very popular. And he went back to Iraq and was putting on these big shows and stuff, right? But apparently Saddam Hussein thought like everything was real, right? Like this wasn't predetermined and things like that. And so they had a card where Adnan invited Andre the Giant over there. And apparently the story goes, and this is according to Adnan, that before the match he was going to wrestle Andre. He was going to wrestle Andre 3 times, and Sheikh Adnan was going to win the first one, Andre was going to win the second one, and then ultimately Sheikh Adnan was going to win the third one. And so they're going into this second match, and before it, Saddam pulls Adnan aside and says, you know, you have to win, like, for our country. You can't let this French bastard come in here and he said if things, you know, essentially if things start to go south, I'll take care of him. Opens up his coat and he's got like a golden pistol, and so they get in the ring, and Adnan has Andre in a headlock, and he tells him, he's like, hey, you're gonna fucking die if you win, all right? So just like lay down and let me pin you. And
okay, boss.
So he's like, okay, boss. So yeah, apparently that's the Saddam Hussein almost assassinating Andre the Giant story.
Is he still alive or no?
Who?
Saddam Hussein?
No.
I don't.
They hung him.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, who did they drop in the ocean? That was
Osama bin Laden.
That was bin Laden. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, I think that's my fun wrestling story of the day. What's your all-time favorite pro wrestling name?
Name? I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I've always been like fond of names like I love like Haystacks Calhoun, right?
Okay,
like
yeah.
because not only is it a colorful, great name, it describes the guy, right? You can like picture like he weighs as much as like 8 stacks of hay, right? So Haystacks Calhoun, right?
Is it like Stacko Lee?
Right.
Like the nickname?
And again, like Junkyard Dog, I think is just like it's an all-timer.
Every time I hear that, I think of the Bad Leroy Brown because of
meaner than. I think that's why.
Well, I mean, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah, Ricky Steamboat.
Because just why is a man named Steamboat?
Right, exactly.
And he's supposed to be a martial artist.
Yeah.
It's
well,
like,
and what's fun? What like the thing
you ponder the name,
Yeah.
and it improves your own martial arts ability.
Yeah. Well, the thing that always killed me about Steamboat is his real name is Richard Blood. It's like,
Ricky Blood, yeah.
That's like what? And you changed it?
I think Ricky the Dragon. Oh no, you weren't there.
No, I have the autograph right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I still have I crop Steamboat out for my Facebook profile.
That's right.
Crop that pesky Ricky the Steamboat out of my Facebook profile picture. Well, because I didn't want people to think I'm trying to, people think I'm trying to confuse me with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
No, I can see how that would happen. Absolutely.
Well, I don't know. People that don't know me.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a Tinder profile picture. You get a picture of a famous person.
You don't look like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
I'm the guy
Since when? My mom always said I did.
I remember there was a funny thing I saw online. It's like, I forgot who it was, but like it was I just met, and it's this person, and then like someone commented, it looks like the one famous person met you, because the guy that met him was standing like this.
Yeah.
And the famous guy was like, just.
I love it. Yeah, so Hank and I will be at SummerSlam. We'll have a full recap of SummerSlam on next month's show.
I will
Should be a
also, if I
good
buy any
time.
records, I'll bring them on and show you.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's move on to our classic cover of the day. It's not so much a comic book cover,
Spider-Man's on
but a cover from the Marvel Comics video library. I don't know if they can see it from this far away. Hold it up, Noah, and I'm going to zoom in. And why don't you read the stats on the back?
technical.
Oh, man.
Everyone's technical abilities. Only got 3.
Okay. Real name, Victor Von Doom, ruler of Latveria, height 6'2", in armor 420 pounds, 420. Powers none, although he possesses one of the most brilliant scientific minds of his era. He also knows magic. They don't have that in the package. Weapons include a nuclear-powered, my-computer hand suit of iron armor. Well, this is all out of date. He's holding a visible girl prisoner. This is one of the ones where they put one of the cartoons from like 78, 79, where they didn't want to like have Human Torch
Could I?
be a member of the Fantastic Four, so they got the robot. They added a robot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Is it because they had Firestar for Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends?
I've heard
This is-
different things.
This is really clean.
I know.
I've heard different things. I heard that they didn't want to like encourage kids to like set themselves on fire,
Ablaze. Yeah.
because it was kind of like at the beginning of like, we gotta make sure nothing possibly imitatable could ever be on the screen.
Right. It's like Johnny Bag of Glass.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. I heard that there was it was tied up in the rights to some movie. I'm sure there's there's an article on Comic Book Resources or Comic Legends Revealed that has the straight dope on that one. And I guess this has like a bonus Spider-Man in it, which is probably better than the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But it's got the Kirby art.
Yeah. I love how he just has a gun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure. I don't know how often I actually saw like Doctor Doom in the comic book just hold a gun to somebody, like a regular
according
gun.
to the handbook of the Marvel Universe,
Yeah.
Deluxe Edition, he had a Mauser pistol.
Oh, I guess
that was he always had a Mauser. He was always packing a Mauser.
Okay.
Because sometimes simplest tool,
Right.
Why am I wasting special energy on you?
Right. And so I always loved the voiceover for Doom in those, because they tried so hard to make it sound like he was talking from behind a mask. And I think they tried a little too hard.
The thing is, I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah.
The MC, because they're not going to let him be a masked villain.
Dude, Doctor Doom, you will see Doctor Doom in his mask once in a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, right? Yeah.
Oh, it might be a little bit better. I haven't seen the Fox movies because I read the synopses. I go, nope. I'm just gonna get mad. I got mad at the Snake Eyes movie. I finally watched that the other night. So like the really cool, mysterious masked hero that never talks. Guess what he's doing the whole fucking movie? Talking without a mask on.
Talking without a mask on.
Because that's why I love the character. Because he's just yapping away. with you knowing exactly what he looks like. Yeah, so interesting.
I love it.
And they're gonna do the same thing to Doctor Doom, and it's gonna be some British guy. I was like,
It's gonna be some British guy.
You know,
So yeah, I picked this up at Casperson's here in Niles. I had to pick it up, and I had to meet Doctor Doom, of course. And I just realized those look like the Sentinels behind him, kind of.
no, designed by the same.
Yeah.
I imagine Kirby's probably drawing a Doombot. When you needed a Sentinel mistakenly a couple times.
Right. So just the classic, the classic Doom outfit with like the green, just like the tunic over his armor. I just love that. It's just like simple, but starkly.
Like his first appearance, he had the kind of like almost medieval. And he kind of had that like kind of like rough, and not a rough, but like the castle.
Right. Yeah.
And like the pantaloons.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm glad they changed.
Yeah, that design right there with the I think that's great. That was like one of my, as a kid, I still may have it somewhere. One of my favorite action figures. I got it from Comic Connection, I think, was Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah.
And it had like his tunic was real like material.
Oh,
right?
you mean it was like one of those 12-inch dude. Yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah, it was I loved it. Like it was just so cool. But yeah, big one of, like maybe my all-time favorite Marvel villain, right?
Oh, yeah.
If not one of my all-time just favorite Marvel characters. Just love Doctor Doom.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of that's what I was kind of hoping the end of Infinity.
Yeah.
I forget what the nomenclature is, but the last Infinity War movie.
Yeah.
Like Doctor Doom should have been like on Galactus's shoulder and go, "How dare you do this without me?"
Yeah.
Because it's like, and that's kind of like, because the Marvel Universe kind of had this like rhythm with these like big heavy crises that the movies just don't, because they did Infinity War like the first thing.
Yeah. Yep. And it's like, there's not, I mean, I don't know. I have this conversation all the time, and I'm sure people get sick of me saying it, but it's like, for the amount of time that they use to like tell these stories, like these movies are like 3 hours long, right? Like they don't have the economy of storytelling for one, but it's like, there's not really the gray area that the comic books had, right? Like they don't have the nuance of like, well, shit, sometimes I do have to team up with Doctor Doom, or sometimes I can I trust
Well, that's
this
what I
person,
like
right?
about.
So,
that's why I'm glad they're bringing Daredevil back, because Daredevil doesn't work in movies, in my opinion. You need, and like Spider-Man barely works in movies if you get the right thing going. I just wish Disney and Sony give us a live-action Spider-Man show.
Yeah. Oh,
or,
yeah.
Or God forbid, DC and Warner Brothers get the hint that some people are sick of Batman shows without Batman.
Yes.
I get more Batman from the Venture Brothers finale than they like.
I want Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends again.
Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends.
True.
Definitely one of the best theme songs.
Yeah. The original Spider-Man cartoon theme song is really good. Also,
I mean, that's an all-timer. Yeah.
No, Spider-Man and Amazing Friends. That was. That's how I learned the world was unfair. Because that was my favorite cartoon, and it was only on like half the year because of sports. But the continuity announcements would say, "Coming up next." Great. No.
Football.
Yeah.
Sorry, son. Dad's got to watch his football.
Yeah.
Well, it's my dad didn't care what was on TV at that time. I was like, but it was like they would announce it, but nope.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like a big spider tease.
Spider tease.
Really? Like, I don't know. Speaking of our cartoons, you know what's weird? Like, I don't know if it's just an internet thing now, but I always get recommended like clips of Sam and Max, the
Really?
Fox cartoon from the 90s.
Yeah, that one was just like I really wasn't watching it. I think Jordan probably watched that one. But
Maybe it has like a retro. I never watched it.
yeah,
It was like
no, it was
Definitely-
later 90s.
It definitely translates a little bit to modern humor
Yeah.
from the clips I've seen.
yeah, some people like are surprised. You didn't read the Harry Potter books. It's like I was a freshman in college when they came out.
Yeah.
I was reading other things,
Yeah.
college things. It wasn't like it is now where you can major in it.
Yeah, right.
There was a thing.
It was new.
There's a thing that I saw online. It's like, what books made you cry? Oh, algebra. You know, it's like,
Yeah,
like.
yep.
But like some of these shows, I was like, people expect me to be nostalgic for it. That's kind of out of my age bracket,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
Like it's just like Power Rangers. I probably would have loved Power Rangers when it came out
I love Power
if I was like 7 years younger. But
I
I was
remember-
already like,
I remember being into the first season, pretty significant. Like I every day I had to watch it,
Yeah.
and then after like, I just remember thinking like even back then I think I was 10, and even back then thinking like when, like so the Green Ranger supposedly dies or whatever, and he comes back as however it happened, and then he's the White Ranger. I was like, that's dumb. That's a cop out. Like that's just kind of lazy.
well, I mean, I love watching the Japanese original Super
Yeah.
Sentai shows.
Right. And I still need to rewatch.
Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
We went to see Shin Kamen Rider. I was a little too generous with the Eddies.
Yep. But it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Um,
Beautiful. I highly recommend Shin Kamen Rider.
yeah. From what I remember.
I highly recommend the original Kamen
yeah.
Rider.
Need to watch those too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, all right. I think that's all I have for this episode. Stay tuned for updates on the Nelson Family Radio Hour Classic, the inaugural Nelson Family Radio Hour Classic. We will bring you updates as they happen throughout the tournament. We'll be playing at Hackers, Putt Golf and Games, Ninja Golf, and I can't remember. There's a
Strikers?
Mega Play, Strikes and
Strike
Spares,
Rares, that's what I mean.
and I think there's one other one. So yeah, we'll keep everybody posted. And until next time, send in those 3x5 cards. That one bit
Gnarly
Noah.
dudes. See you later.
Party on, dudes.